Victoria, we are on air. You can start.
Wonderful, thank you. So, hi everyone, welcome to GSD Demo Day, hosted by Unicorn Pitches here at Unicorn.Events. My name is Victoria. I'm the event manager for this event, and I'm going to be your host and the moderator. For this event, let me pass the mic to GSD head, Gary Fowler. Gary, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic as always. It's great to be here, and it's great for our 19th cohort to have these incredible judges here. And we've got over 200 attendees besides it. It's just fantastic to be here. So I really appreciate it.
Wonderful. And let me just run you through. We have global partners that you can look up on our website. We have our wonderful organizers. So Startup Network is very happy to organize this event with GSD Venture Studios. We have the ecosystem. And if you see any of these brands, they are partnering with GSD for this event. We're always happy to support you. Network VC, late seed Series A, deep tech fund. Unicorn.Events, we've done more than 400 events in 52 countries. Our winners are alumni of YC, Alchemized, NVIDIA Inception, etc., raised more than $1 billion. And Startup Network, which is the startups here registered there. So if you go on our website, unicorn.events, and find this event, you click on the startups logo and you're going to be able to see the information about them. There are 50K startups from 125 countries and more than 150K users. And we have a platform for accredited investors. So if you're interested, check it out. BC House, which I know...
You have some issues with sharing the deck. We see the black lines.
Okay, wonderful. Would you mind sharing the deck, Julie?
Could you send me the link, please, in my personal?
Yes, absolutely. Apologies. Right. With that, Gary, can I ask you to say a few words about this cohort?
Because
I know
I have a lot to say. I spend 15 weeks with each and every one of them. And this is, each cohort we have, it seems to get better and better. We have companies that can buy your breath, tell if you have cancer, VoxXI. I mean, we have one of the top Korean startups, AI for Pet, Pattern Fast, companies that have revenue that are changing the world by being able to take a design and get it right out to a manufacturing floor to manufacture it. LifeBridge, to be able to put electromagnetic devices on breast cancer to disrupt it so breast cancer stops. You can imagine what the possibilities are. Who else am I missing here? Actually, I got so many people on the screen today. Oh, Miyahana. So being able to collaborate in meetings and doing it in a hyper intelligent way. A storied life. So being able to record, you understand, your relatives to be able to capture those memories forever. And these companies aren't just companies that are just getting started. These are companies that, like Vox, has 40 granted patents, 29 pending, and came out of Boston Scientific. So incredible companies and incredible judges. I'm really proud to say with the judges here, we have I think Brian's here. You hear Brian Flynn? I think he's.
I am. I'm here. I'm muted. Uh-oh, now I can't hear you.
You're muted, Gary.
Just to give you, for instance, of what kind of people are here. They're from all corners of the world. They're from some of the most prestigious families in Germany. Maren Schweitzer. They're the founder of the largest airline in Mexico, Brian Flynn. They're venture capitalists. They're high net worth individual. They're family offices. They're all here. Kelly, it's great to have you here. They're representing all corners of the world to be able to help you to look at this incredible deal flow that we have and to be able to help you get shit done and move forward as fast as you can. So I'm real proud. Most of them here are personal friends of mine, and we've worked together for years in different ways. But the one thing they're here to look for the best companies in the world they can invest in and take those to Mars. So it's great to have you all here today. Victoria, do you want me to start introducing the judges directly?
Yeah, let's go.
With that, Brian, since I already mentioned your name, can you introduce yourself?
Sure, yeah. Brian Flynn from Seattle, Washington, co-founder of Diamond Stream Partners. We're a venture capital fund focused on aviation and mobility. I've been a VC for 34 years now.
He's very
And
humble.
we co-founded the largest airline in Mexico, Volaris, which has market share equal to Delta plus United plus Alaska Airlines. It's over 40% of the market. We founded a bank that we grew to over $1 billion. We founded another company that we grew for 12 years in the casino marketing analytics space and sold that for 35 times what we invested. So we're both entrepreneurs as well as investors, and all we do now is invest.
Excellent. Thanks, Brian. Marin?
Yeah, hi everybody out there. My name is Marin. I'm born in Cuckoo Clock Country, also known as Black Forest. That's where I found my passion a long time ago already. It's been flying, piloting. So at the end of my studies, I co-founded my first startup, which is a taxi aircraft charter airline. Didn't work very well. We reconfigured it to a logistics company for the automotive industry, sold it. Then I joined at an MSc in France, Dassault, and then moved on to electronics, where I started joining our family business. We are 175 years old. Please call me Dinosaur. So today I'm spearheading our portfolio management company and entrepreneurial family office, which is based in Singapore. Today I'm dialing in from the Black Forest, just to be a cuckoo clock a little bit for you. So happy to be here. And if you only remember one thing about me, please remember from pilot to piloting businesses.
Thanks, man. We really appreciate it. Mark Mueller-Eberstein?
Always a pleasure to be here, Gary. Thank you for pulling this together. Best regards from the Seattle area, originally from Germany, came to the US with Hewlett-Packard and then Microsoft for many years. Early stage investor since 2010, a couple of dozens companies in our portfolio. Not only technology, but also space, consumer goods, really vast variety of investments. Really excited to see the startup companies here. I'm an LP in a bunch of funds. I'm an advisory board of funds, board member for companies. Really excited to help and drive them forward.
Thank you very much. Kelly?
Hi, Gary. Hello, everyone. I'm Kelly Law, founder and investor at Edmonds International, based in Toronto, Canada. For the past 18 years, I've worked with tech entrepreneurs and investors across 50 plus countries, focusing on B2B deep tech in healthcare and smart living. We not only invest, but go beyond capital, helping startups scale rapidly through our strong network in North America and Asia. I'm excited to explore new opportunities and wishing all the participants best of luck.
Thanks, Kelly. Renee?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me here. Renee Harris. I'm out of Houston, Texas, and I've been in enterprise software sales for 25 plus years. Been an executive in a handful of companies, IBM, Oracle, Workday, and currently Eightful, which is around HR and talent intelligence. And something about me is I'm and people that I want to work with is all about growth, growth always, and growth in all ways. So a little spin on always twice.
Excellent. Thanks. Appreciate it. Philip Vibir?
Hello. Hey, everyone. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm Phil. I'm calling in from Gainjals' offices here in New York, actually in a phone booth. But I represent Gainjals, an organization that is focused on underserved founders and investors. We're here to invest alongside the best, in the best, with a focus on inclusivity and equity of access in venture. So love that I'm part of this and can't wait for the pitches.
Thank you. Luis, Cynthia?
Hi, everybody. So my name's Cynthia Lewis. I'm an author, culture creator, and founder of Spice Journeys, which is on a mission to innovate storytelling. This is done through omni-channel experiences that bridge Web 2 and Web 3. You can find out more at spicejourneys.com. Just in brief, a couple of exciting projects. I've got a network series that's underway, which is a mix of drama and culinary documentary with light touch Web3 experiences. It's part of an omni-channel approach. So if you're interested in brand alliance with luxury, sort of luxury alliances, get in touch. And the other exciting project is I'm building an entertainment platform with various forms of formats that's focused on culture, community, and causes and commerce. So think of Harry Potter, but for grown-ups who love travel, culture, and are socially minded, or a platform like Netflix, but with mixed formats. So
Thanks, Cynthia. We appreciate it. Alexandra?
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here with you. I am a serial entrepreneur, and now I'm very focused to help startup, to support startup, to being a mentor for startups. I always dream to grow my own businesses, and now I also want to give back. And here I am. I'm so happy to be here and to support all the startup today. Thank you.
Okay, great. Excellent. Thank you. Vladimir?
Hi, Gary. Thanks for having me and delighted to be here. Nice to see you all. My name is Vladimir Votswadze, and I currently serve on the advisory board for the United States Artificial Intelligence Institute, Data Science Institute, and Cybersecurity Institute. I'm also a mentor at Techstars founder Kate Ellis and Techstars Detroit, powered by JP Morgan. I also judge for the Webby Awards, and I also serve as a Soul champion for the MIT Soul. So I'm very happy to support startups through my insights.
Excellent. Thank you. Dimitar?
Hi, my name is Dimitar Kotov. I'm a financial advisor for 20 plus years, and I'm an angel investor as well. I'm a member of the CEO Angels Group. It's about 96 angel investors from Europe, and we are looking to invest individually in the company, to do syndicate investments, or to co-sign with VC into startup companies.
Excellent. Thank you. Michael Draven?
Hello, Michael Drevin. I'm in Washington, D.C. I am a two-time founder, both successfully exited, and now currently work as a strategy consultant advising on go-to-market, digital transformation, digital strategies, privacy and compliance, and advising institutional investors, family offices, and high net worth individuals on private markets investing. And can make a lot of connectivity between getting startups and first-time founders off the ground, especially from non-traditional backgrounds and underserved markets.
Maria?
Hi, everyone. Maria Pinar, and thanks, Gary, for the opportunity to be a judge again during GSD. It's always exciting to see the companies. So Maria Pinar, I'm an operating partner with Unicorn Growth Capital. We invest in embedded finance fintech companies in developing markets. I love working with founders, helping them to improve their pitches as well, to talk about the value of their businesses versus love of their product. And then also founder of Scale Spark, where we help you free up time as founders that you spend on operations and manual operations by taking that over and building your operations infrastructure so you can focus on growth. That's me.
Thanks. James Gee, Startup Grind.
Yeah, hi everyone, James G here, originally from the UK, moved over to Silicon Valley 18 months ago, previous founder, previous banker, now fully engrossed in the startup world. I run Startup Grind, which is a global community of startups. We help early stage tech founders from ideation through to Series B. We run events across 100 countries in the world. We have a big conference coming up next month. So for any investors out there that want to come over to Silicon Valley, happy to share a comp ticket on me for the introduction today.
Thank you. Appreciate it, James. Dennis?
Yes, hi. Thank you for having me. I'm Denis Gutenka. I'm a partner at Network VC. We invest in late series Series A, late pre-seed companies. We're based here in Silicon Valley, but we're industry agnostic and invest all over the world. Thank you.
Excellent. Sarah?
Hi, everyone. I am Sarah Pracha, and I'm the CEO of Pracha Ventures, Pakistan's first award-winning and certified remote startup accelerator. We focused on innovation, sustainability, and empowering women-led businesses more. With over a decade of experience in digital transformation, marketing, growth strategy, I help build ventures that are not just future ready, but future defining. That's it.
Thank you. Ryan Clark.
Hey all, Ryan Clark. I'm the technologist founder at Iconist. We're a full service studio, everything, from CXO, across go-to-market to engineering. We focus on mid-market and enterprise venture. We do advantage startups, which is why I'm here today. And we fund our own chosen ones. Our portfolios are across medtech, fintech, sports and entertainment, ESG. And I don't think I mentioned I'm in LA, New York, and the EU. So thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't know, Julia Berzovska. I don't know if I got you or not.
Yes, I joined. Yeah. Gary, thanks for inviting me. I'm Julia Devi Berzovska, joining from Berkeley, California, and I'm a serial entrepreneur in the clean tech and deep tech industry. During my time at Berkeley Haas, I switched to impact investing. Currently, I'm a mentor at Skydeck and venture partner at Haas Impact Fund and Courtyard Venture, where we invest in early stage startups. I'm also a chair of Sustainable Innovation Council, where we support innovators and startups solving real-world problems. We have Sustainable Innovation Day. That's a big event for climate and deep tech founders and funders next month in Berkeley.
Yogi?
Hi, Gary. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you.
Awesome. Good day, everybody. My name is Yogi Sikri. I'm an entrepreneur and investor focused on AI and the cloud, based here in the Bay Area. As background, I'm responsible for a partner growth program at Amazon Web Services. That's where I spend my days overall. I'm also a 2X founding member, taking one company public and got acquired by HP. And outside of my work, I run an AI innovation program for enterprises and startups who are looking to drive agentic AI in their platforms and capabilities. And I'm also advisor to startups who are looking to grow and drive go-to-market.
Excellent, thanks. Abby, did I get you?
No. So Abby Adisa with Origin Capital Management. We're an early stage VC out of SF. We're primarily focused on immigrant founders, and we add value by helping with international expansion. I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. Rishabh Gupta.
Hey everyone, I'm Rishabh. I run TD Group. TD Group is a venture arm that deploys capital in digital assets primarily. We've been investing and incubating companies for the last 10 years, primarily operating in the digital asset market. We're based in Dubai and have invested in over 200 companies in the past 6 years. Along with primary investments, we also have a liquid fund that manages liquidity and deploys liquidity when the tokens are listed on exchanges. We are partners to a lot of governments to run acceleration programs for digital assets, primarily focusing on bringing real-world asset tokenization and building up secondary markets for digital assets. Other than that, we have obviously, like almost everyone in this room, we have a focus on AI now. I mean, who doesn't? And other than the work, I like to spend some time with meditation. I'm a part of a group in India that does meditation sessions around the world, and would be happy to connect if any one of you would like to discuss markets and meditation both.
All right, thanks very much. And last but not least, my buddy, Alexander Soroka.
Hello, Gary. Hello, everybody. I'm glad to see so many familiar faces. As a fund, we are really agnostic, invest mostly in the US. This year, we already invested in 12 startups. 6 of them are defense tech startups and a few AI startups. One of them is a space industry startup. One is lithography for producing new types of chips, I would say, and one is a fusion reactor. So we have really different focus and actively investing, usually seed round A. And so we'll be glad. I'm glad to be here together with you, Gary, today.
Yeah, it's great to see you. Am I missing anybody?
Yeah, me.
Who's me?
Paul Russo.
Okay, go. Yeah, so go ahead, Paul. Sorry
Oh,
about that.
sure. Well, I've been around a long time, primarily in the semiconductor industry. Started 3 chip companies, one went public. But the main point is I've been doing angel investing for like 35 years. Learned a lot of painful and expensive lessons. So about 8 years ago, I decided that the world needed a vehicle to allow the proverbial kid in Brazil or Africa to access startups in a safe way. By the way, the logo there says Keto. That's our old name. The new one is K2X. So over 7 years, we made 200 investments. It's a statistical model. Everything is vetted twice, agnostic as to geography and market. We have 90 portfolio companies, US, Canada, Israel, India, 75% life science. And we've totally validated the model. It really works well. And now we're working on a NASDAQ listing. We have bankers in place and we're being audited. And once we're public, then it's going to change the world of startup investing where any person could now buy shares on NASDAQ and own pieces of very large numbers of thoroughly vetted startups.
Excellent. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate your time. Victoria?
All right, and Serafina, Aaron, everyone introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, my name is Serafina. I'm currently in Las Vegas for a Shop Talk conference, so please bear with me with the background. So I'm currently a managing director at a Founder Institute LA. So we incubated about 7,500 startups since 2009. Prior to becoming a managing director, I was an AI startup founder and my own AI startup for 6 years with venture capital funding. Then I ventured myself into coming to the US for my MIT master's. And then I got into blockchain. So I worked at a $15 billion blockchain company called WIR, and one of the founder and managing director at a Silicon Valley firm asked me to come to Silicon Valley. And then I ventured myself in the community. Thanks, Billy, once again for inviting me. And I look forward to hearing the startup that you introduced for this quarter.
Thanks, Serafina. Appreciate your time. Victoria?
Well, we have Aaron and Philip as well, right?
Okay. Aaron?
Hi, everyone. Good evening from Tel Aviv. My name is Eran Savir. I'm the founder and managing partner of Savion Ventures. We invest in the seed stage AI, digital, and commerce startups. This is my third fund. And before becoming an investor, I was a founder. I founded 3 startups and did 2 exits. That's it. Good evening.
Thank you.
Philip?
Hey everyone, I'm Phil Borth, originally from Slovakia, Europe, based out of Silicon Valley now. I'm the head of North America for a venture builder called Clivio, as well as part of an early stage VC based out of Europe and Silicon Valley, where we invest in pre-seed and seed startups with a focus on biotech, life sciences, deep tech, industrial tech. So I'm happy to be here and looking forward to the event.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. With this, we're going to have 6 wonderful startups presenting today. So judges, all of you have gotten personal voting links. And what you're going to do is that you're going to go to the voting link. I have sent it, and I think Franz has them, if anything. And you're going to see this page. So logos of all the startups, and you're going to rate them from 1 to 10. We suggest that you rate either on the investment potential or the potential to become a unicorn. That's why we have a diverse judging body with different backgrounds. There is no submit button, so don't worry about it. And if you're having issues with, the page kicking you out, which happens once in a month, a few months, just check that your profile is in top right corner and you can re-log in, or even try to use different email to log in. As long as you use the link, it should be fine. All right, and each startup, 3 minutes for pitching. I'm going to be fairly strict. I'm going to have you tell you when you have 30 seconds left. If you feel comfortable, please time yourself. And then Q&A will be first come, first serve, judges. So whenever you have a question, you can raise your hand and we're going to get to it in the Q&A. And startups, please keep your answers short and to the point. just so you can get as many answers as possible. Okay, and with this, let me invite our first startup, Pattern Fast, presented by Yulia. Yulia, once you're ready, share your screen. All right, Yulia, can we hear you? I don't think I can hear you. Are you unmuted?
All right, can you
All
hear me
right.
now?
Yeah, okay, perfect. So starting the timer, you have 3 minutes and counting.
Okay, perfect. So hello, everyone. We enable fashion companies to design and launch collections in hours, not months. I'm Yulia Rakal, the CEO and founder of Pattern Fast. Pattern Fast is made specifically for large fashion corporations, SMBs, and fashion designers. We help by providing AI for instantly manufacturable fashion. Unlike the current manual and available technologies, we provide hyper-intelligent solution for everything needed to go from an idea into production. Fashion is still stuck in the Stone Age. Collections take months due to high costs and complex processes, while trends change overnight, causing industry to lose billions of dollars. New technology is needed desperately, and brands demanded it. We listened and have built it. Pattern Fast AI transforms design idea to production ready in minutes. We are reinventing fashion creation with a click. We compress 100 hours into minutes, saving brands millions, capturing trends at peak, and ensure they win first to market. We generated $1.2 million revenue in 24, with $3.8 million in our pipeline and over 2,000 users ready to onboard. Our patent secures a leadership, and early adopters see ROI within hours. We're targeting a $1.7 trillion fashion industry, with AI growing at 41% CAGR, with a $22 billion TAM and 1.5 billion SOM market share opportunity. We're leading fashion's AI future. McKinsey states the time is now, and experts confirm the system is broken. Pattern Fast is the awaited solution. Our subscription tiers offer affordable monthly prices, delivering high-margin recurring revenue. Our sales strategy, with a plan to dominate fashion's digital future, will take us from $1.2 million to $6 million ARR by year 27. Pattern Fast reduces months to minutes, leverages billions of templates, offers zero learning curve interface, and saves thousands per design, and no competitor offers these. Our team combines tech leadership with deep fashion expertise. As a former designer myself, with a successful exit and over 30 years of experience, I understand this industry intimately. Our 3 innovations will cement our leadership with AI design intelligence to unleash unlimited creativity. We're building
Perfect. You have 30 seconds left.
We're building fashion's digital future and reinventing the industry with hyper-personalized shopping, custom manufacturing in minutes, and monetization tools for influencers. Our mission is to make fashion hyper-personalized, profitable, and sustainable. We have traction, patent protection, and experienced team, and we're ready for industry dominance. We're raising seed capital to rapidly scale market penetration while expanding our technology lead. Let's talk today, and thank you for your time.
Wonderful. So, dear judges and dear attendees, you can ask questions in the chat or in the Q&A, if anything. And also, our startups are not permitted, unfortunately, by the laws of different countries to share just how much they're raising on the live. But you can reach out or they can respond to you in chat. Yulia, I think you can still share a presentation.
Great.
So you also already have a question in the chat from Paul, but let's take the questions from judges who want to ask questions here first. All right. Oh, you have plenty of questions in the chat. Hey, Alexander, let's get started.
Thank you, Julia. Can you say a few words about your product? How does it work?
Yes, absolutely. So we have over 100 billion templates that are already pre-designed and production ready. So when a designer, first of all, they can use our templates to kind of think a Canva for fashion, to adapt our templates to see their vision, to launch the product that look very unique. But also we're developing a platform in which designers can upload their sketches, and the sketches will instantly convert into manufacturable technical package that manufacturers will be able to consume and produce. And everything happens within minutes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Sarah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that how does your AI select from these billion of templates? And are these licensed and user generated?
So yes, so first of all, our AI, it's user driven. So when the user, we're basically very much rely on user data, and that's how fashion industry works. Because designers don't want to have AI design for them. Designers want to be in the control. So what they do is they provide us either their sketches, or they select from the sketches and templates that we provide for them. And that's how it works. AI simply generates a technical package that is ready to go into production, something that typically takes months to develop.
Thank you.
All right, Maren.
So I'm wondering what would need to happen for your business to fail in a year from now?
Oh,
And thanks for your pitch.
That's a good question. I think what would need to happen, I mean, first we probably, if we don't sign any customers, any more customers, and if we don't get funding, that, in this way, it'll definitely prevent us from growing and scaling and becoming dominant. It is hard to beat us, and simply because we have a patented system. We're the only company in the world who has over 100 billion of templates, and this is an incredible number. It took me about 11 years to design the system, and we are the only company in the world who have tested our templates and fit of our technical package on 350,000 people. So in that sense, I'm very confident that we're pretty unbeatable. Where I am where I see our risks is literally the lack of funding, crushing of the economy, which I hope will never happen. So things like that. And even in that case, we replace the teams. Our AI can replace hundreds of people with our technology. So in that sense, I don't see a big risk. The biggest risk is the lack of funding.
We have two quick questions from Vladimir and Maria, and then you will have a lot of questions to answer in the chat, just FYI. All right, Vladimir?
Yes. What is your user retention rate and how do you plan to improve it?
So at this point, we still haven't launched. We're pre-launch. But our pre-launch MVP system actually has a really high user retention, over 90% at this point, higher than that. And I can give you exact numbers if you one-to-one, if we have a conversation one-to-one. But it's a pretty high retention.
Okay.
All right, Maria?
Yeah, thank you for that. Very impressive traction. My question is, what are your sales cycles looking like? So how long are these, and what's the average lifetime value of a contract?
Okay, it's great. So we have a couple of demographics and user bases that we're targeting. Our enterprise level customer users, their life cycle is, the sales cycle is about 2 months to 4 months, somewhere in between of that time to get the contract, to sign the contract. Then we also have SMBs and indie designers. That cycle is much, much faster, frankly, with users being able to sign up online immediately. And the average lifetime value of the customer, it is challenging to say at this time because we do have very few large enterprise clients, but so far the largest enterprise client has been 3 years at this point, and the contract continues. I will be able to have better data when we launch and start actually signing on large enterprise clients.
There will be a very quick, super quick question from Paul, and they asked, can you put your question in the chat? So yeah, you're going to have 13 questions to answer in the chat. Just yes, stay on track. So Paul. Okay, so Paul is going to do that too.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my main issue really is competition, and once people see this, why can't they do something very similar? and what's your advantage over what the competition could do? And finally, you didn't mention terms. Whenever you're out talking to investors, you got to tell them what the company's worth.
So I'm going to start with the last question, and simply because we're in a public forum and we have limited ability to actually disclose our terms, I'm very happy to answer that question one-on-one.
Okay, got it.
This was the rule of the presentation today. To answer your question regarding the competition, there are tools available. This is a developed market. We have 3D tools available, such as Browser and Glow 3D, which require manual stitching, still using digital tools. We have other companies that derive their technical information via code base, but we're the only company that spent 11 years perfecting this industry, tested on 350,000 people, and have built the kind of level, the kind of depth of our template availability is unparalleled. Moreover, we're patent protected, USPTO, and PCT, which is a global patent. So we do have a lot of protection for our intelligence. So far as I know, the challenge to beat us will be literally recreation of our templates. And that is a very, very daunting task and expensive task.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Vida. Great presentation.
Thank you, everyone, for your time and your questions.
All right. And let me invite our next startup. So Voxy Health, represented by Ping. So share your screen once you're ready.
Sounds good. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, let me know when I should start my clock.
Yeah, let's go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ping Ye, CEO of Voxy Health, and we're making early disease detection as simple as breathing. But first, I'd like to share what actually led me to this mission, and it was my own battle with cancer. In 2012, I was diagnosed with blood cancer, and it took 6 months to figure out that I had what I had, and my cancer advanced. Fortunately, I survived, but many others don't. Every year, 20 million people are diagnosed with cancer around the world. 10 million will lose their lives, and half shouldn't have. Because early detection could have made a difference, but it's not that simple. There are many barriers. For example, there's often no simple test. There's also very often low early stage accuracy and low accessibility to tests. And even traditional tests are often painful, invasive, and slow, often relying on a wait and see approach. Wouldn't it be wonderful if there was an accurate, accessible, non-invasive solution that also provided immediate results? Well, after 10 years of development at Boston Scientific, we've created it. It's called My Breath Print. It makes early detection as easy as breathing, and here's how it works. With a simple 1-minute breath test, we capture over 3,000 biomarkers called volatile organic compounds. These compounds are produced by the whole body and exhaled. It's actually why dogs can actually smell cancer. Our data is actually sent to the cloud instantly and securely, and the results are immediate and actionable. We leverage over 60 years of scientific research that have found that diseases each have their unique chemical patterns in the breath. And what we do is we instantly digitize those breaths patterns, and then we decode them with machine learning. So you may be wondering how we do this. Well, we have pioneered technologies in quantum sensors, novel chemistry, and machine learning. And this has been protected. We've generated over 40 granted patents, and we've also received over 18 million in dilutive and investment funding. Now, you may be thinking this is really far away, but it's actually happening now. We're running a clinical pilot in lung cancer at the MD Anderson Cancer Center, the world leader in cancer research and treatment. And we just kicked off our work in ovarian cancer. Now, we're also a platform. So we're working with the world leading institutions in defense research, national security, and animal emergency medicine. Now, here's our team that's making it happen. We've brought over 30 FDA-approved clinical products to market, and we've all been touched by cancer, and that's what really drives us to move forward. Now, these two pictures are a decade apart. These are moments that I almost didn't have, and that's why early detection is so important. I invite you to reach out because we've built what many people have thought was impossible. And we're looking for the right partners to bring this to the world. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, Kelly.
Thank you, Victoria. Hi, Ping. Your resilience is incredible and beating cancer and building a business. So my question is regarding the market adoption. So how do you plan to drive adoption among healthcare providers and players?
Yeah, so a couple things. One is we already working with the world leaders in clinical care. So MD Anderson treats basically all cancers, and we will convert our clinical partners towards becoming a customer by building contract agreements. Number two is we already are reaching out to the chief medical and chief nursing officers to get into the top hospital systems around the world. I actually just got back from Dallas and met with 75 of them. And third is we actually see payviders or payers and that are also providers of health as our leading adopters of our technology on the human side, of course.
Wonderful. Alexandra?
First of all, congrats. I think your startup gives a lot of hopes, and I think this is amazing. My pragmatical question is, how can we help you? Very short and briefly, because I think your product is amazing. So please, if you can share with us the strategy for promoting and how can we contribute more?
I think, of course, getting the word out is going to be a big one. I think we can always use free viral work in the media. And I think this network of individuals like yourself and Gary have the opportunity to be on a lot of news and media, kind of a guerrilla marketing approach. But I would say that's top of mind. I think there's many others, but given there are a lot of questions, I'll just state that one first.
Ping, Yogi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, first of all, great product. I have two questions. One is, how are you thinking about go-to-market? And from a context of also FDA approval, do you need a FDA approval for this? And are you looking at a scale, a pattern of going, all right, I think you're just sharing this, which is awesome. Why don't I just take a look at this?
Yeah, you can take a snapshot of this. Turns out that this works for animals, and we actually just signed a MOU with the largest emergency hospital system in the world. We've already identified the disease that we're going to go after, and that should launch 1 year before human. So we'll kind of step through veterinary and then go after the human markets. With regards to reimbursement strategy, you can see it on this slide. Whether it's veterinary, if we get breakthrough, we'll use a G code, but then it'll be a traditional CPT3 to CPT1 code. We're currently in the pre-pilot of a de novo trial at MD Anderson and other sites. And I think you had a third question.
What is the FDA process?
Yeah, so on the human side, it'll be a de novo trial. We're in a pilot right now of 200 people, and then we'll run to a clinical with 800. We're going after lung cancer using it in an adjunctive way. It's low-hanging fruit. We'll just start with that first.
Absolutely. I'll follow up separately. This is great. Thank you.
Okay, Sarah?
Can you explain the role of quantum sensors and novel chemistry in your diagnostic process? How are they integrated with the ML model?
Yeah, so I didn't hear the last part of that question, but what we've developed and invented is what's called a cross-reactive array. So what we're doing is we're digitizing the breath with thousands of biomarkers, and we're using a very elegant solution called a cross-reactive array, which takes chemicals, and in this case, lung cancer. Here you have different types of lung cancer in the columns. They're producing different types of biomarkers in the rows. And what we do is we digitize those families and subfamilies into about 10 megabytes of data, and then we decode that with machine learning. So the quantum sensors essentially allow us to have parts per billion level of sensitivity, which is about 1,000 times more sensitive than what's previously come before it.
Okay. Can you shortly tell me that how you differentiate between this cancer, like cancer, lungs cancer, and the other one?
So it turns out that different diseases have different patterns. So for example, lung cancer has this pattern. And you can see in the green charts versus the red columns, different chemical abundance percentages of each of the chemicals. And when somebody actually has cancer, there's new VOCs that are produced. And so different diseases have their own unique patterns, and we're able to pick that up with our technology.
Thank you so much. It's a great pitch.
All
Thank
right, next.
Cynthia. Is it Cynthia?
I
Hi,
think
Ping.
it's yes.
Hi, I'm Cindy. So thank you so much for this presentation and for what you're doing, and glad you're well. Just a quick question about the user experience. What happens to the person once they get the results? And what is the process if there happens to be an error in the data?
Yeah, so no test is perfect. And what we have done is the patient experience, which I think was the first question. Was that the first question?
Yes.
Yeah, so the patient experience is very simple. So it's a 1-minute breath test. First, because the FDA likes a de-risk, the physician will be in the loop. So they breathe for 1 minute, and the results will be available by the time the physician logs in into their ERP, electronic medical records system. So that's part one. And then you had a second question?
Yeah, so the physician is involved in the process of the testing.
In the first part. But as this progresses and becomes more mainstream, this will move towards into the CVSs and Walmarts and things that you can just run off the phone. It's very simple. It takes about 30 minutes actually 20 minutes to do training. Within minutes, the clinical partners that we work with are running the tests on themselves.
Okay, thanks. And the second question, that's all
yes,
right.
Go ahead.
No, I just asked about if there's a process, if there's an error in the data, what's the process?
Yeah, so no test is perfect, but this is actually much better than what's come before it. Let's take GRAIL, for example, which has around 20% accuracy on early stage diseases. We're already at least 4 times better than that in the lung cancer examples and the IRB studies we've done before. And so in this first case, and that's why we're starting with adjunctive, the physician will still make the final call on the next step. And this is adjunctive to help her or him make the decision on what's best.
Wonderful. We're actually out of time right now, but Marian, Vladimir, Yogi, and Paul, can you put your questions in the chat? Thank you very much. So, Ping, you have 2 questions in the chat to answer and also 2 questions in the Q&A. So make sure to get to this. All right, wonderful presentation. Thank you. And let me invite our next startup, AI for Pets, represented by Eric. Eric, share your screen when you're ready.
Okay, 1 second.
Sure. All right, wonderful. And your time starts now. All good, we can see it.
Great. Hello, everyone. Let's talk about pets. My name is Eric Pai, CBO co-founder of AI for Pet. We provide hyper-personalized pet care. So there's a big problem in the pet industry where it's very fragmented across various industries. So for veterinary clinics, we're seeing a shortage across a lot of veterinary technicians as well as doctors, including the rising pet populations, which is burdening the entire force. Pet businesses are also looking for personalized data-driven insights that currently is lacking, and there's a current gap there. And pet parents, especially the younger generation, are seeking on-demand tech solutions. And our pet populations are continuing to rise. Just in the US alone, 90 million pet households. And that's the same trend across major global pet markets. On top of the veterinary clinics that are continuing to not meet those demands and being burdened by the increasing in pet populations and the increase in veterinary costs, which is, again, straining the entire pet healthcare system. And so our solution, TT Care, is going to solve that problem. We are an AI-powered pet healthcare solution providing personalized, on-demand, scalable solutions. We start by providing an AI application on your mobile device where you can take a picture or video of your pet's eyes, skin, teeth, or joints, auto-capture that to provide an AI scan analysis for real-time results on demand, anytime, anywhere. Our company started this journey 5 years ago. We're currently in 5 global markets. Last year, we did 2.8 million ARR with 200,000 customers. We have 2.5 million data images collected with 5 scientific white papers published in the veterinary journals. In our applications alone, we have 1.4 million scanned images. And currently, we're covering not just dogs and cats, but also for our horse lovers as well, with 9 different body parts that we can scan. We've also been recognized as global leaders, partnering with companies like Fear Free to be the exclusive partnership to help promote the reduction of fear, anxiety, and stress. We've also won the CES Innovation Award 3 years, along with the Silicon Valley and the AI feature, and of course, the Global Unicorn Cup pitch last year as the grand finale winner. So let's talk about our products. TT Care Vet is to streamline veterinary workflow. So we're here to optimize time by providing a pre-diagnostic screening, which takes less than 5 seconds. Those results that has been taken by the technician is then now sent into our dashboard for then the doctor to look at for further DDX analysis. And then this creates an automated summary report that gets automated either via email or an application to the pet owners. And so we screen for many different clinical signs across eyes, teeth, skin, and gait, as you can see the dog moving, to identify over 28 different clinical signs. We also have a separate model for groomers and boarders and our pet care professionals called TT Care Pro, where we provide personalized health report checks or report cards. So same exact methodology. We're able to use the pictures and videos taken by the staff members. We're providing a full body scan index, so a scoring chart. We provide personalized recommendations to both products and services, and then pet parent adherence is increased through real-time dashboard.
30 seconds.
So our pricing model, we have for veterinary clinics as well as pet businesses and per usage scan base. A year ago, our competition slide was quite bare. This year, we do have a few competitors who are looking to do this, but on various different levels. And I would say that our body parts as well as our validation and data collection has been forefront and leader. We're partnering with top industry partners like Hills, Suntown, across the entire world, and we're looking to have a 3 million US pipeline. Like
That's about time. But if you can leave on any slide of your choosing.
Yep.
All right,
again,
wonderful. Okay. And let's open the floor to questions. There are already questions in the chat, but Kelly.
And thanks, Victoria. Hi, Eric. Nice presentation. So how do you plan to engage and retain users long term, especially considering that many may only use the service during times of illness or discomfort with their pet?
Yeah, Kelly, that's a great question. And I think the biggest part of why we go B2B is because the pet parents currently go to boarders, veterinarians, sitters, walkers a lot more frequently than what we would do at home. And so we provide a way for the pet parents to find out what these results are and the real-time health results more frequently than simply just having at home. And this is not just to track alerts or issues, but also to trend monitors. So over time, as you're seeing the progress of your pet health reports, you'll actually see the engagement rise. We're seeing about a 70 to 80% increase in business performance just because of the pets seeing the progress of health checks.
Okay, Sarah?
Yeah. Can you break down your revenue model across B2B and B2C, like licensing or partnerships? Is the part of B2B or how you are managing over B2C? Is it subscriptions or consultations model? How would you like to frame it out?
Yeah, sure. So last year, like I said, 2.8 million. We do have a personalized platform for recommendations on supplements and products. And so I would say majority of that was coming from our product recommendation revenue share. However, for this year, we are planning a B2B SaaS model where we're able to provide our API or SDK as licensing. And majority of that will actually be coming from the US. Of course, we do have other markets like India, Brazil, and Japan that we are targeting as well.
Mary?
I had a question. In terms of the business model again, is there a model direct to consumer? You know, I have a dog, for example, and I want to be able to just take a couple of pictures of him and see how he's doing. Because going to a vet in the first place is kind of a pretty big effort.
That's a great question, Yogi. We actually started our platform as a D2C, and we do have a D2C application. However, the main part of the application to be successful is the data, and of course, the data quality. So when you take these pictures, they have to be within certain sensitivities and environmentals with lighting and distance. And so we train our staff members, we train our technicians and veterinarians to be able to take these pictures. In the future of phase 2, we would love to have pet parents have the education and the foresight to be able to take the picture of your dog's teeth, for example, which is not the easiest if they are not so patient.
Thank you.
Mira?
I think that's a big market.
Yeah, Eric, thanks a lot for your pitch. So why should I care?
You don't have a pet?
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I'll say that the pet industry has grown tremendously since the pandemic. 23 million households have added a pet. And actually, there's more pets doing good for humans than others can argue. There's a fun statistic saying you'd rather spend more time with your pet than your spouse. Another topic to talk about. But there's a big demand when it comes to having now pets humanized and personalized and now family as part of the family. And so I think that if you know anyone who does have a pet, they'll definitely tell you otherwise.
Vladimir? Okay. Okay, Alexander?
Congrats, first of all. My question is, do you base all your research and all your diagnosis only on AI, or also you have telemedicine? You have a lot of vets and you can also have a double check.
Yeah, Alexandra, it's a great question. So currently we are working on providing our API and SDK. Of course, we would love to provide add-on services like telemedicine, financial services, pet insurance. This is all part of the partnership and what kind of partner would be the right strategic fit for that. So we would love to add on and actually bring on these synergistic partners in the future.
Beautiful. Philip?
Hey, Eric, love the pitch. More so curious in understanding the differences in the market conditions and factors in Korea and the US, and then one step further in understanding how scalable is your existing model to then go into places like India and Japan, which you previously mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start with why this was, piloted and tested in Korea. So the Korean market is 80 million households. It's this a little bit bigger than California. As you can imagine, it's very condensed, and a lot of people can go to their veterinarians within a quarter-mile radius. In the US, for example, you would have to potentially drive 10 to 20 miles just to go to your vet. And so we realized that this digitized connection with your veterinarian, your boarder, your sitter will be globalized wherever you go. And the other piece of the technology is that pet eyes, for example, will be the same across any breed, any size, any type, right? And so these scans actually can be different, be utilized across the entire globe. The only thing will be the clinical signs might be different based off of the breed, which is actually the reason why we're collecting data here in the US.
Okay, 2 quick questions, Vladimir and Paul.
Yes. Hi, Eric. Great presentation. I have 2 questions for you. First, what is your pricing model and how do you plan to outcompete them in the next 24 months? And what is the most important milestone for you, for your company in the next 6 months?
Yeah, I'll start with the pricing model, Vladimir. So we do work with veterinary clinics on a monthly basis per user, providing our licensing. We also have pet businesses like Doctopia, ScentHound, where they are providing this per pet, where they have a profile already set within their system. And then we have a pay per usage, where it could be a commerce market platform like Chewy. It can also be a software platform that helps with walking, for example, like Wag and Rover. And your second question of, sorry, what was the second question?
What is the most important milestone for your startup in the next 6 months?
Yeah, I mean, it's really customer partnerships. It's a customer engagement and global expansion. Right now, we are focused on the US with major partners. ScentHound is the largest grooming franchise with over 130 locations. And we've just had a partnership with them to provide these personalized health report cards. but also we're partnering with Hill's Pet Nutrition, the fourth largest global pet food company, where we're now doing personalized nutritional plans using our R&D insights and data-driven platform.
Great job, Eric.
Thank you,
All
Vladimir.
right, and last question from Paul, and you already have quite a few questions in the chat.
Yeah, thank
So,
you.
Paul?
So I've got a dog, and I think I'm her pet. But anyway, my question was, you can currently get a lot of tests, saliva and everything else at home from people like Zoetis, the public animal health company. So are there any tests that they do? Do you cover all the cases, or you still need both?
So we need companies like Zoetis. I would say AI for Pet, we provide the preventative early detection of the pet health issues. Many times these pet health clinical problems can be detected much earlier. And so we want to provide a preventative care system, which currently doesn't exist for pet owners like myself, where we can now go to our vet, we can now go to our board or our sitters and be able to find out real time what those insights are without having to drop incredible veterinary costs, which is only being increased with inflation. So that is a big opportunity that we are trying to solve.
You're not answering my specific question. I'll give you an example. So what is the
But can you
test?
put in the chat, Paul, if you don't mind?
Okay, I'll put this in the chat.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, Eric, great job.
Thank you.
All right, and next is Mehana, represented by Adam. So whenever you're ready.
You're on mute too, Adam.
Oh, you did unmute?
Thanks, Gary. Hey, everyone. I'm Adam Boggs, CEO of Mayahana. We believe that businesses run on data, but the most futuristic businesses run on human intelligence. Obviously, businesses have a lot of data. If you think about SAP, they built their entire $500 billion industry on operationalizing metrics like customer trends, revenue trends, supply chain efficiency. But what we know to be true is that the most critical decisions, they don't actually happen in dashboards. They happen in meetings. And if you think about meetings themselves, they're the missing puzzle piece, this data. It's where, strategies are debated, where deals are won or lost, where teams are aligned or not aligned. But today, meetings are a little bit of a lost time. They're unstructured, they're chaotic, they're forgotten. Standards say that there's $37 billion lost to poor meetings today. What's worse is that while we're operationalizing all this data, we're flying blind in these conversations. We're not tapping into the intelligence of those meetings. And we believe at Mayahana that this is a big market opportunity, and this is a problem that we're looking to solve. We've created the first AI-powered meeting intelligence platform that turns all of those meeting conversations into a competitive edge. This isn't just about taking notes. This is about taking meaningful action. To be clear, we're not another calendar tool. We're not another AI note taker. We're not about just meeting analytics. We're not just about recording a meeting. We're about understanding how do we structure a meeting, how do we guide a meeting, and how do we learn from a meeting using AI. Think of us like a digital consultant in your pocket, one that gets smarter every time you run a conversation. Before a meeting, we're helping you select the right method for the goal that you're trying to achieve. In the meeting, we're helping you stay focused. And then after the meeting, we're ensuring clarity, alignment, and accountability. Our customers today see 2 times faster decision-making and 30% better follow-through. How do we know this? Because we're already in the market. We've achieved $233,000 in revenue. We've started to sign on enterprise clients like Philips, and we're just getting started. The market is already spending in this area. Companies are spending $7 billion a year on collaboration tools, leadership training, consultants, which is the world that I came from. But those meetings are very manual. They're very unstructured, and we're on a mission to solve this. With version 2 now in development, and we're working with some folks on the AI side, we're building an intelligent guide that's more easy, it's more simple, it's more intuitive to both set up and run a meeting. And where we're heading on the horizon is an AI facilitator that's continuously sensing, that's hyper-personalized, that's adapting in real time to help organizational leaders in strategy and operations, chiefs of staff run meetings. What's super cool is the more you use Mayahana, the more valuable it becomes. We build a proprietary map of how your team aligns, decides, and follows through. And that intelligence, it's not portable. Just like Spotify learns your listening behaviors, we learn your leadership and your meeting behaviors. And once you have this, you won't want to leave. The best businesses of tomorrow won't just be data-driven. They'll be human intelligence-driven. And with Mayahana, the world's first adaptive meeting intelligence platform, we turn every conversation into a competitive edge. We're raising a seed round to help with our scaling our go-to-market and deepening our AI personalization layer. If you're ready to change how organizations meet, decide, and move forward, we'd love to talk. Thank you.
Wonderful. Good. So Judges, what questions do you have? Yeah, Vladimir?
Hi, Adam. Great presentation. I have two questions for you.
Yeah.
What is your go-to-market strategy, and how are you planning to execute it?
Yeah,
And
that's a great question. We're very much land and expand right now. So targeting large enterprise clients, individuals that are in, that run meetings and workshops. Think of them like internal consultants. We really see our exit path is more targeted towards an SAP or an Oracle or a Salesforce, someone that wants to embed this kind of AI personalization layer into the meetings, into the intelligence that they already have. If you think about those big meeting dashboards, right, we're just kind of missing what actually happens in all of these conversations. So trying to expand upon the dashboards that are there.
how do you envision your company in the next 5 years, and what is your exit strategy?
Definitely in the next 5 years, we're going to continue to add on the big logos in the enterprise space, the folks that I just kind of mentioned. Obviously, we're building a lot of AI into the workflow to continuously learn from those organizations. So learning how they make decisions, learning what types of methods those individuals use, building that into our toolbox. We're not trying to go after SMB right now. We're trying to really target kind of bigger companies. And then the exit path from a 5-year perspective would be to go after one of those larger data companies today.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah.
Sarah?
Yeah. What is your price per seat?
We charge $110 a month for a professional seat, which is $13.20 a year billed up front. We do not charge for the number of individuals in a company. So if you're a facilitator running a meeting, we only charge for you, right? You can run 300, 3,000, 30 people meetings. You can run as many as you want. So we're really trying to go after a different type of pricing model than some of the traditional collaboration tools out there today. Obviously, that's always changing as we're learning what's working for us. But that's how we've been doing it so far.
Okay, so how does that compare with alternatives like other services like Notion AI in terms of return on investment?
In terms of return on, I'm not sure I understand the question. Can you repeat that?
Yeah. So how does that compare, this pricing model? How does that compare with alternatives like other competitors, senior competitors in the same niche, in terms of ROI, like return on investment? Like, how would you say that how much you are grabbing it back? Is it enough for you, or you wanted to, re-strategize your pricing strategy? What would be your answer on it?
Our customers today find our pricing relatively, cheap compared to the value that they're getting as we're just starting off. Our biggest customer, Philips, they signed on for a larger deal, but obviously the renewal is where we're really trying to get more access to them. So we gave them kind of early adopter access where we gave them 5x the number of seats that they bought. And then it's on us to make sure that they're using and getting value from them. We're still a little bit early there to answer that question fully.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that me, Cynthia?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Right.
Adam, thank you for the presentation. I'm curious, is Mayahana used for online meetings and in person, and how does that work? And then also, what's the exact output from a meeting?
So today it's used for both. Actually, it was interesting. We came from the consulting world, building this as kind of a tool that would work regardless whether you're hybrid, remote, or in person. Most of our clients actually say the technology sort of feels somewhat invisible, right? So it works nicely for those hybrid meetings, and that is a big market gap that we're really solving. In terms of the data that you get today, you can get it structured. You can put it into a CSV. You can drop it into other types of data systems that you have. But we're looking to expand our list of integrations as our clients are asking for that.
Okay, and I guess is there modules so that you can customize the kind of report that you get?
You got it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
there's
you.
honestly, the magic happens after a meeting and it's like instant. You get to see the whole story of the meeting. It's not just the person who spoke. It's not a Fathom or an Otter. It's like literally everybody who was typing in information, even if they weren't on the mic. And so we're definitely trying to go against the note takers that are kind of crowding the market right now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say? Was that Maren?
Maren, I'm sorry. I keep losing my English.
No
Yeah,
worries.
go ahead.
Yeah, Adam, tell me something about your defendable IP.
I'm sorry, Martin, you broke up there a little bit. Say that again.
Yeah, tell me something about your defendable IP, please.
Today, it's all the methods, right, that we've been kind of putting into the catalog. So if you think about every consultant, McKinsey, Deloitte, Accenture, whatnot out there, all of those different methods, including the ones that I used to run as a consultant, are built into a vector database so that you can just basically type in what you're trying to get done. It's going to give you the best method for that type of meeting. You can learn a little bit from that. We're also continuously learning as people run those meetings, what are the types of methods that are the most valuable? How fast do they make decisions? How quickly can we get to an outcome? And so it'll learn over time, and both for you as an individual and for us as a company.
Okay, Brian.
Yeah, I'm going to riff on the last question. By the way, thanks for the presentation. Huge
Sure.
space. I mean, everybody's trying to solve this that are dealing with, needing to have follow-ups. And a lot of the note takers go so far. You're right about that. But I got to understand, do you have an IP moat? Do you have some protection around things that you feel are your DVP or your distinct value?
Today, it is the kind of the AI model that we're training. So in terms of somebody else wanting to do this today, we've got a little bit of a head start, but we're moving as fast as we can to continue to hold steady on that.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
To be honest, I just have to say is our biggest competition is frankly people that run meetings today that think their meetings are great. There's like a wave of meetings when you're running a really structured, a really great meeting where you got to a decision, you got to an outcome, things were aligned and moving forward. It's not going to be solved by Notion or a note taker or a Miro board. You do need kind of a higher function storyboard that's built out. And so we're trying to automate that, make that simple, bring that out to the masses, almost like bringing a digital consultant with you to a meeting.
Cool.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Am I
sorry.
talking too quietly? It's okay. It's good.
Yeah, so a quick one. What type of meetings? I mean, this may not apply to every kind of meeting. There's certain kind of meetings where this works. So have you figured out what meeting? And the other issue, of course, is anytime you do anything like this and it's recorded, it can be evidence in a court case. So I assume people can delete the meetings. But so what kind of meetings does this work? If you have a very senior meeting, I'm not sure this is what you want. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we're exploring everything on the AI side, including like the RAG algorithm, where it's going to like suck up your calendar and determine which are the meetings that are most appropriate. If it's a one-on-one, if it's a catch-up, if it's a lunch conversation, who cares, right? But if it's a 5-person meeting where it's about making a decision or it's about aligning on a direction or moving a business initiative forward, those are the ones that are the sweet spot for Mayahana right now.
That's about it. So, Adam, there are plenty of questions in the chat. Thank you very much.
Thanks everyone for your time. Great to meet you all.
Okay. LiveBridge Innovations PVC. Peter, can I invite you to the stage?
Yes.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, just give me a second.
No rush.
A minute. There we go.
All right, and we can see your screen. So time starts now.
Very good. From terminal to treatable with no side effects. My name is Peter Travers. I'm the CEO of LifeBridge Innovations. The problem we're designed to solve is that 90% of all cancer deaths are from metastatic disease, not primary tumors. It's a massive global problem. Our solution is adaptive tumor treating fields. Cancer cells are masked to a patient's own immune system. Under TTF, when they divide, their daughter cells are malformed and exposed, making them visible for the immune system to attack and destroy. So we're in the business of unmasking tumors to a patient's own immune system. This is personal for me. My late wife, Lori, had stage 4 cancer. No therapies were working until tumor treating fields were introduced. It turned things completely around. She got off chemo, went back to work as a neonatal nurse, and even met her first grandchild. But the current form of tumor treating fields has limitations. They use fixed arrays, like a fireman unable to move his hose, putting out one part of a fire while the rest of the house burns down. That's what happened with Lori. Our team knew there had to be a better way, so we created adaptive tumor treating fields where every array element can be controlled. It rapidly circles between organs, liver, lung, peritoneal cavity, treating multiple areas in seconds. This method creates 6 ways to control variables and improve the efficacy of tumor treating fields. We've developed a fully wearable human device with personalized treatment planning. Our simulation lab ensures that therapy is personalized for each patient. We've had multiple meetings with the FDA with approval for our clinical trial protocol with basket trial design. This means we can treat up to 10 different types of cancer in one trial. We hold 5 US patents, 10 pending, and are patented in all the major markets of the world. Our FDA animal study has delivered over 1,000 hours of therapy thus far without any adverse events. We're also part of Johnson & Johnson's JLab's business incubator, adding industry credibility and support. On any given day in the US, there are 500,000 patients that could benefit from our device, making the addressable market over $30 billion annually. Our business model, after approval, oncologists prescribe our therapy, fulfillment follows, and we are working towards third-party reimbursement. The present form of tumor treating fields has already achieved third-party reimbursement globally. We're on track to apply for our IDE this year, opening our first human trial with a pivotal trial in 2027 and full commercialization in 28-29. Our leadership team has put over 50 devices through the FDA, placed products in 3,000 hospitals, and led multiple successful exits. Our lead scientist, Zeb Bompson, is named on 14 tumor treating field patents. On any given day globally, there are 6 million people that could benefit from our device. We hope you will join our mission because they have more life to live. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Georges, do we have any questions or is everything clear? Oh yeah, do.
India?
Tell me how to pronounce this correctly. I know I used to. I don't know what happened to me.
Sorry. No, it's sorry. Cindy is my first name. Sorry for that.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for this presentation and for such a solution. I'm just wondering, is there anything similar already on the market, and can healthy cells be damaged when it's in use?
There's only one other company involved in tumor treating fields called Novocure, and they've proven that they cannot handle metastatic diffuse disease. We actually created our product because of their weaknesses. Fortunately, the characteristics of cancer cells are so different that the frequencies that will penetrate them and disrupt their division are much different than normal cells. So in 25 years of research, there's been no damage to normal cells. It only targets cancer cells.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dimitar?
You said you have like 4 million investments. Where the investments came from? Who are the investors?
I didn't think I mentioned our investors, but we do have a group of multiple groups of investors, mostly accredited investors, angel type investors that have invested so far. We have invested. We have had 5.5 million invested so far in our effort.
Institutional investor?
Mostly accredited individual investors, angel type investors.
Okay, Julie.
What kind of business model do you envision for your solution? And could you maybe delve into the unit economics of your solution, your product?
So our first market will likely be breast cancer, in that it takes much longer to become metastatic. When they do, they're actually in trouble. So our plan is to set up one center of excellence, get all of our processes down, reimbursement, fulfillment. We will embed senior executives in that first center of excellence. And once all the processes down, then we'll send those executives out and reproduce that around the world. Tumor Treating Fields presently for glioblastoma using the fixed array is reimbursed at $15,000 per month by Medicare. We're more in line, probably $6,000 to $7,000 a month, more in line with traditional chemotherapies. We have an 80% gross profit margin.
Alexandra?
I want to say that the presentation was very clear, and I have a comment, not a question. I really believe that great things take time, and listen to you, I feel it that you have a lot of dedication, resilience to start this journey and to continue and to make it happen.
Thank you very much.
All right, Vladimir?
I have one question. What is the biggest risk to your business, and what are you doing to mitigate it?
So completing the first 36-person human clinical trial, which we've been given, which our protocol has proven is a huge milestone for our company. Our animal study, to get IDE approval and to get a Class 3 device, you have to have an investigational device exemption. So we're doing a very robust animal study with a swine model. As I mentioned, we've already delivered over 1,000 hours of therapy without incident. Putting all that to package together, applying for our IDE in September, October of this year, with hoping to put on our first patients in December or January. Once that's done, I think we'll be fully established and have the human data that will bring on the larger investments for full commercialization.
Thank you.
All right. I think I see everything is clear. If there is anything you want to add from the presentation that you didn't get a chance to say, what would you say?
Our real goal here is, we're a big fan of Voxi and Ping, but our real goal here is once you have an early detection device that can even detect cancer before it can be seen on the scan, what then? Do you go and do a harsh chemo for cancer that can't even be seen? Will insurance companies pay for it? Well, here we have a non-invasive device with no side effects. Our real long-term goal is to catch people in that early stage and put them on preventative tumor treating fields. Ovarian cancer has a C125 tumor marker that's very good at predicting cancer, the return of cancer before it can be seen. Let's put those people on, maybe they wear it 1 week, 2 weeks off, or maybe they only wear it during their sleep, and prevent that reoccurrence before it comes back.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. All right, great presentation. Let me invite our last startup. So Storied Life AI, represented by Rafi. All right, and yeah, starting the time now.
All right. Hey, everyone. Imagine a world where the voices and stories of our ancestors continue to guide us and inspire future generations. Today, we capture moments through photos and videos, but the truly meaningful things in our lives, the stories that shape us, are often lost to time. And when these vanish, families lose their roots and the connections that bind them. I'm Rafi Moshe, CEO of Storied Life AI, and we are transforming memory capture with our conversational AI biographer. Unlike the other competitors who simply prompt you to write your memoirs or transcribe recordings, our empathic AI companion engages you in deep guided voice conversations about your life experiences. We capture not only the words, but also the emotions and personality behind them, transforming conversations into stories and stored into beautifully crafted digital books. In addition, we take the same content and create an interactive digital twin that your family can continue interacting with for generations. So with Storied Life, we lowered the barrier to memory capture by offering an experience that is deeply personal and emotionally engaging. The end result is that we get greater depth and breadth of stories, higher story completion rates compared to competitors, and a storytelling process that improves the user's well-being and self-esteem in a platform that helps connect families. We are a freemium subscription model where the first 3 stories on the platform are free. And so our revenue comes both from the subscription side as well as the printed books. And we intend to use the same content to produce other products that are monetizable. We are currently running pilots with retirement communities and senior care facilities, and the feedback has been very positive, both from the users and their families, as well as the facility operators we work with. Our target is the 39 million seniors in North America using smartphones, and especially the 25 million Ancestry.com users that are looking to connect with their past. And based on a survey we did with 400 Storied Life participants and their readiness to pay our subscription fees, we're looking at a $1.1 billion opportunity. Right now, we are a small, tight team of myself, 3 engineers, and a marketing managers. I previously founded and co-founded 5 startups and had 3 exits along the way. And we are currently raising our pre-seed to continue our platform development and focus on strategic partnerships. The goal is to use those funds to sign up our first 20,000 subscribers and develop our 20 partnerships to get us to 8.9 million in revenue in 3 years. So we invite you to join us in making everyone's life a storied life. Thank you.
Wonderful. All right, thank you very much. There are already questions in the chat, but let's start with Cynthia.
Thank you. So, hi, Rafi. Thanks so much for the presentation. I'm a writer and a publisher, so this, of course, really speaks to me. I'm curious about the overall user journey and also on the production side. If images can be integrated, how do you produce the books and what's the design process?
Yes. So the key, because we're targeting seniors, these are people in their 70s and 80s. Everything has to be voice-based. You have to pretty much forget you're talking to a phone in the first 2 minutes. And so we've done a lot of user experience work. And so everything in here is about that emotional connection that happens early on. But in terms of what we produce, yes, we include photos in it. But in fact, when we produce those books, every story in it has a QR code that actually links back to our platform where you can hear the voice, where you can see videos and so on. So the printed book is basically a gateway to live content.
Okay, Kelly?
Thanks, Victoria. Hi, Rafi. It's very interesting. So how do you plan to scale the platform while ensuring the privacy and security of sensitive personal data?
Right. So, from a technology perspective, we do all the right things in terms of encryption all the way from the device to our database and so on. In addition to that, really, I mean, the real challenge is really gaining the trust of the customers themselves. So there's a lot of work that we do, and that is also why we work with, instead of just going after the consumer market, working with people that they trust. So the senior care facilities, the organizations that they work through. So we're kind of focusing on the B2B2C side of this. In addition to that, in terms of gaining trust, we're also working and focusing on the children of, because typically what we find is you need a promoter in the loop, and it's usually the children of. So a lot of our messaging is focused at the children and gaining their trust and showing, cases of studies and so on.
Great. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, and Vladimir?
Hi, Rafi. A great presentation. I have one question for you. How have you validated your product market fit, and what were the key indicators that showed you were on the right track?
Yeah, good question. So this has been developed in collaboration with senior care homes, especially two that we worked with, and they kind of target different demographics. So we knew that we're hitting something. Basically, if people used it and were comfortable within 2 minutes, and I would say that at least a third, maybe a little more than that, are basically have tears in their eyes within the first 5 minutes on the second or third story they tell us on the platform, because they practically forget they're talking to a phone.
Okay, clear.
Yeah.
Hi, Rafi. Good evening. A quick question about retention. So I would assume that people kind of record this and get like their first, I guess, book or biography. How do you maintain like recurring revenue and not just one-off like book?
Yes, in a couple of ways. So first, as they're talking, so because we engage them in a conversation, really the interesting stuff happens after the first answer in a story, because there's an engagement. And so what we do is we capture the voice. And so when we print a book, there's a QR code on each story, so you can go and hear your grandmother's voice telling the story in addition to the printed story. That's one. So you want to keep that content, it stays on our platform. Number two, we take all that content and create a digital twin that your grandkids can continue interacting with. Now, the interesting thing there is not just a basic RAG where we are just simply providing additional chat completions, but we're actually analyzing when you have like 2-3 hours of conversations. We can infer what's called in psychology the big 5 personality traits test. So we actually understand your personality beyond the actual content that you tell us, your attitude towards risk-taking and decision-making, for example. And so the kind of chat completions that we do are much closer to the real person that we're talking to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Ryan, and then Paul.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool concept. We've thought about this kind of thing a lot before in the past. It's cool to see somebody doing it. It's a great presentation. So curious, that engagement model and continuing to tell the stories, how you keep them engaged. Do you have some sort of, I don't know, prompt architecture or, like almost gamification to bring them back and tell stories? So that's question one. It sounds like you sort of do. And then two, do you have any ability based on the family or the people that are connected to that to share stories only with specific cohorts and have security around that? Because that would be a pretty interesting,
Yeah, so right now, I'll answer the second one first. We have the notion of private stories and public stories, because a lot of people start thinking they have a story and then it becomes really personal and they just want to keep it for themselves. Public stories are put in a book, but at the same time, we can definitely see a multi-layer sort of publishing process, private, my close family, and the extended family, and maybe public if you're a public person and you want to talk about your business successes, for example. So different stories could have different levels. We have the architecture, we just need to add additional levels. Engagement. I would say that's probably the biggest challenge. I think that's kind of the difference between success and failure in this space. Everybody has good intentions. You're very excited in the beginning, but if you're going to do this for 6 months and I have people using already for 9 months, it's all about engagement. And what we do is we basically message you emails that are very personalized. So the AI looks at what you just already talked about, previous stories, and then encourage you to come back and tell what it loved about the last story and so on. So you really feel like somebody is really waiting and cares about your story. And with people in their 70s and 80s, I mean, so many of them feel like unheard, that it becomes a real emotional experience for them to have somebody that really cares to that level.
Yeah, very cool. Congrats. Great.
Paul?
Yeah, so I have just a quick question. Is there any liability here if a person starts, if it's on a public case and starts mentioning people's names and what they did, and if the information isn't accurate, can't someone then sue them? I mean, how do you prevent that from happening?
So the LLM we use, so we're moving it to a hosted model. So we're using an open source model. So we're not using sort of a public, and we're not training somebody else's LLM in the process. And so the information is not disclosed outside of that. In terms of liability, I'm not so sure we have a big liability. If the information is not accurate, first of all, it only stays and it's only yours. And secondly, we make it very easy for you to edit it. So not just in text, but you literally can tell your interviewer, oh, no, you got that spelling wrong. Or no, I actually meant that I lived somewhere else. So I mean, all the information is really under your control and is not really published anywhere else. So I'm not really sure that there's liability. Furthermore, in terms of, we actually train our AI, so it is very important. It does not provide opinions or suggestions for anything. So it's simply effectively a little therapist that kind of holds space for what you have to say.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Great presentation. You have quite a few questions in the chat. So meanwhile, while you're answering this question, so judges can finish their rating, Gary, can I ask you to ask a few judges what is their feedback, what are their ideas? Because I know you're perfect at that as a VC and investor yourself.
Yeah, no problem. So, Brian, what's your feedback? How was it today for you, and which startup did you like the best?
Actually, I thought this cohort was the best cohort I've seen. So I mean, I think that a lot of the ideas are really solid ideas. It looks like they've figured out how to get to market. They've got some market acceptance with some of the different products and all that. So, you know, to some extent, it's a little hard for me to not be biased because I've got pets, and so you know the pet company was interesting to me, and the life story. My kids at Christmas gave me one of those books that's here that's unfilled out in terms of that I'm supposed to you know, I guess fill in. And, you know, I want to hear your story. It's like it requires me to write everything down, and I think that product, you know, I view that as an immense time saver and something that would, you know, potentially add value. But I thought all the companies were really, really good.
You know, that's great. You know, at GSD, we look at about 1,000 companies. We talk to 100, and we pick up to 7 companies every time. And each time, this is our 19th cohort. We're on our 20th now, but each cohort we have, they get better and better. And it's because of people like yourself that are doing referrals too. Family offices, VC funds are referring them. So it's great. Alexandra, how about you?
It's hard to choose a number one. I think I like all the startups. Of course, I have also my favorite, and I have actually a special guest. Yeah, he has to stay with me. I don't know why, but yes, I am a pet lover, but I like all the startups, and I think all the startup has a different mission. Of course, I totally agree with Voxy and with LiveBridge, and I love pets, but I love people. So somehow I think, you know, all of you are trying to make this world better. You are trying to save people, especially this solution for cancer, for pets. And also the story and the meeting, you know, I resonate with all of you. It's hard to choose number one. Congrats. I think it's, you know, very useful for me to see that innovation it's every day everywhere growing, and to see founders like you, for me it's amazing. This is a hope for humanity at this moment, and yeah, I want to congratulate all of you, and once again my cat because it's here.
Thanks. Renee?
Yeah, this is my second cohort that I've been part of, and I think this is definitely both of them been excellent. I think this one is different in terms of just further polished in terms of the presentations, the understanding of the market, and just the overall delivery. So I was really excited to be part of this. They're all really good. You know, to me, all of them were excellent, but 2 stand out the most. The one around the breathalyzer in terms of cancer research, and then how do you go wrong with not trying to help pets? And so,
Yeah, you know, Voxy and AI for pets. I agree. I agree. James. By the way, to see you again. I remember the party we went to at the there's a mansion party that we went to, I guess about a year ago, year and a
Yeah,
half. It's great.
yeah. I love throwing parties, so I'm British, so we all like to have a drink. But yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, I'm biased. Eric's pitched at one of my events before. I really like the idea. I really like how it impacts. I don't actually have a pet, but I just know that this hits home with a lot of people that have sick pets. So yeah, love the whole cohort. I think this is a great idea. This is my first time here. I hadn't realized how global this was in terms of just amazing people being in the room. So great startups, great judges. Yeah, really well organized. So thanks again.
Thank you. Ron?
Hi. Yeah, well, same here. Great startups. I like the variety. I'm more like AI, digital commerce, kind of internet kind of guy. I guess I really like the AI for pet for same reasons that were mentioned. I think it's a large market, large opportunity, and definitely an area where if you own like a pet, it's like there are a lot of expenses around vet and uncertainty around the pet's health because pets don't talk. So you often, like I invested in another company that was operating around that space. Pets don't complain. So when you get to a vet, it's in many cases it's a severe situation. So that's I think is important. And also like the storied life. I think that everyone has a story, and if there's like a way to help, people tell their story and document it in a way and pass it over to the next generation, I think it's awesome.
Thanks, Ron. Maria?
Thanks, Gary. Yeah, very strong cohort. Some of them I've seen before, and great improvement in pictures as well. So well done to that. Yeah, favorites for me today that stood out pattern fast. I think Julia, you did a great job in especially answering some of the questions. Fashion is not an easy one. I mean, obviously, Voxy Health and the other one, can't remember. Story Life Sciences one. Always some great work, and it's so encouraging to see some of the things that's happening around cancer research and solutions that's coming up. So really enjoyed those presentations. Those are obviously a longer growth. And AI for pet was my other favorite. Pet industry is huge, and yeah, I've seen a couple of similar services, but definitely stood out, Eric, and what you guys are doing.
Thanks, Maria. We appreciate it. Jose?
Hi, Gary. So, yeah, I've been on many cohorts, I think for almost 2 years now. You have had some outstanding cohorts every time. This is definitely one of your best from a presentation perspective. I really enjoyed all the candidates here today. Of course, I have a preference. Although my area is more technology, I really enjoyed the cancer presentations today were really promising. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Julia?
I really enjoyed all the presentations, particularly those that solve the hardest problems. Both startups who tackle cancer problems with their unique solutions, especially interesting to me. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Ryan?
Yeah, I gotta give it to Voxy, I think, just from man, game changing. And I'm doing a lot in the preventative space, so I have a big, I don't know, I guess bias for that. The three others that really did it for me, Pattern Fast seems really interesting. I think a little bit untapped market in that area. And then the other one, Story Life and AI for Pet, I think also big areas to kind of, yeah, they got a lot of potential. Everybody was great though. Always inspiring to come. Gary, thanks for having me again.
Yeah, no, thank you. Maren?
It's a fantastic cohort. We've seen more traction. We've seen a lot of startups who have nice IP. Gary, you know me. I like to ask always the question: tell me something about your defendable IP. And I think it's so important to think about it, even though if you didn't identify it, it doesn't need to be patents. There needs to be something around there. My favorite one has actually been pattern fast today, followed by AI for pet.
Excellent. Thanks, man. We really appreciate, we've been together doing these things a long time. It's really great to see you. Always, it's like family hour, by the way. When I see my friends here, I really enjoy it because every 15 weeks we get to see each other, no matter what. I love it, actually. So, and I really appreciate your time. Joris?
Yeah, thank you, Gary. I'm not going to be sharing my favorites here, but what I'm going to be telling you guys is that in the 4 years that I've been blessed to be a part of this mentor group, a lot of cohorts have passed. I think this really is the best one so far. And what I love about this cohort is that finally the cohort founders are starting to actually work together. I know this is difficult because this is a mainly virtual program, so it's more difficult to connect with people. But that's the most important thing that I think they should be getting out of these programs, is that they should be connecting with other founders. So I love the Foxy and LifeBridge connection there. So this has been very how would I say? It's almost touching to see the people that are working together now.
Well, LifeBridge was referred by Voxy, so Ping actually.
There you go.
When we met at a family office event, I think that's the one I invited you to, Brian, the one in the Hamptons, right? And so, I mean, it's a small world, right? Everything's connected together. The one thing we know, for those of us that cancers touch our loved ones, our pets, it's really important. It's not till it happens that you understand how important these technologies are, right?
Absolutely.
Or touch it yourself. So how we can go out and make that change in a difference. So I love all the startups, and I'm glad the direction that GSD's taken. It has been, we're at 176 companies that have come through GSD at this point in time, and I'm really proud of each and every one of them. And I also appreciate each and every one of you. I really appreciate your time and coming in. These are great companies to invest in. AI for Pet. Eric, what are you going to do this year? You'll do what? $8 million targeted this year.
Yeah, most of that will be in the US, but we will be in 5 different markets. So we're excited to find good partners to help us achieve that.
And what did we do last year? 3 million, right?
Yeah, about 3 million.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not just about the cool technology, it's about they're getting revenue. So anyhow, who else? Eric Pelletier. You're on mute.
Yeah, I was very impressed by the quality of the cohort. My favorite, as a cancer survivor, is obviously Voxy. I understand very well where you're coming from. On a different note, what really strikes me is this is really a sea change of startups. Now we're beginning to see exactly why AI is going to change the world. This is not just about the languages in ChatGPT. These are very concrete applications that, send us to a very exciting path for the future. It's brilliant to see all these companies.
Thanks, Eric. Yogi?
Yeah, so firstly, really strong cohort, excellent sessions as well, a lot of detail. I love that when I had some questions on details, there was a whole follow-up deck on that, which is fantastic. Everybody was awesome, but the two that stood out from me, from a standpoint of differentiation, were Voxy and Patent Fast. And also simplicity, the user experience. I'm all about customer journeys and user experience. And for me, both of those stood out as a really simple thing that solves a very powerful problem. But I think congrats to everybody.
Thank you. Victoria, how are we making out?
Very good, very good. I see that all the startups answered all the questions, so that's wonderful, and all the judges finished voting. So, Julia, please share the screen if you wouldn't mind, so we can announce the winners. All right, so the higher the score, the higher the place. So, and the scores are so close. That was a tough decision. So third place is LifeBridge Innovations. Second place is AI for Pets. And first place is Boxy Health. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Thing, would you like to say a few words?
Victoria, you should update your page because it seems that you announced the winners not correctly. Let me share the screen again. And please,
Okay.
do you see who is the winner?
Yeah, that's what I announced, so it's good.
Yeah, it's the same screen, Julie.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yep.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Julia, for your vigilance. So yeah, Thing, would you like to say a few words?
Well, I just want to thank the whole cohort. Everyone, to the point that was made earlier, we were really in it together the last many weeks. We made each other better, and so I want to thank the cohort. Of course, I want to thank Gary, especially all the things that's going on in his life. His passion for startups I've never really seen before from anyone else who doesn't really have to do this. So for him to care so much about all of us and want us to be better really means a lot because he's really made us all better. Yeah, those are just two big thank yous. And then some may be wondering why I support LifeBridge. And I just want to do a quick shout out to Peter. He'll never quit as well, given his life story with Lori, and I hope to not one day need his product, but I hope he creates it so that it will be there for me when I need it. And just want to do a big shout out, and of course, AI for Pet. Eric, we've chatted quite a bit about working together, so who knows? But definitely a huge opportunity. But really, everyone did such an amazing job today. You should have seen us on day one and how far we've come till today. So big shout out to Gary and his whole team, actually, Franz and Joam and everyone that makes it happen at GSD. It's really a special thing to be a part of this, and we really thank you a lot on behalf of the whole cohort.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it was
thanks
wonderful.
to all of you. All of
We
you
had a
made it
test
happen.
session.
Yeah,
We
it's
had a
not
test session, and the startups were so great, supporting each other, and they were improving so fast. And I think the thing that stood out to me personally is how the startups decided that they're going to get together for 30 minutes after the event, just for the emotional support and to celebrate together. Always happy to help organize the events for GSD. Gary, love you. You're wonderful friends. Love GSD in general. I think this is the fifth, sixth time Unicorn.Events had a pleasure of helping organize the GSD Demo Day, and obviously we know a lot of the judges. So looking forward to seeing everyone and all the startups, all the best. Completely understand the story. I also have a family member who's in remission with cancer, and I have a small dachshund. So you guys are doing a wonderful job for the world. And thank you everyone for being here. Gary, always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you. Take care, everybody. Stay happy, stay safe, and stay healthy. And I'll see you all again soon.
Absolutely.
Take care of yourselves.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Yep.
Have a great day.
Thank
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So,
Bye.